Hello everyone, we are absolutely delighted to have with us today the pro players from BigCash Bengaluru Allstars. Welcome everyone, let me introduce the team. Jasven Saigal, we have with us Nishant Sharma and Avneesh Munjal. So tell me something guys, first and foremost, how excited are we about PSL?
So this is my first debut for PSL 6 and I'm super excited about it. For some reason I haven't been able to play earlier because of prior commitments. Right. So looking forward to this one, super excited.
On a scale of 0 to 10, where would you place excitement at the moment?
It's building, so I would give it a 9 for sure.
Oh, perfect. What about you guys? How are you feeling? Have you been with PSL before? Is this your first time?
This is my sixth season. I think I just missed one season, I think. I'm not sure, I've been playing all season, but still the excitement is the same, even though it's my sixth time. Yeah. So super excited.
Basically, competition gets us going. Any form, so
It gets the nerves going.
100%.
Yeah. This is my second season. I was a part of PSL season 3 before. As a qualifier, this year I've been drafted as a pro. Very excited. We play an individual sport, but this brings in a team feeling to it, and you have a captain, you have wildcard, you have players playing for the team, not just for yourself. So different strategies, trying to learn from everybody here, experienced players that are there. So very excited.
So tell me something, whoever can answer. Poker primarily being an independent sport, like when you start playing with the team, what changes? What sort of dynamics change? How do the strategies change? What changes when you play with the team?
I think it's like a marathon that has been set up, of a league which consists of various matches. Different players are going to play different matches, so you all prepare as a team. Right. You're not looking at strategies by yourself. You're discussing it with your experienced players in the teams. So the whole team dynamic kind of builds up, adds to the vibe, adds to the camaraderie that we share. And I think overall, my stress level has been a little, at a personal level, has been a little higher than I play for myself.
Oh, because, interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you have to perform not just for yourself.
You're carrying the weight, the responsibility of the team.
Basically, we're all responsible for each other. We need to make sure that we have each and everyone's backs. If he's having a bad day, I need to cover up for him. When I'm having a bad day, he's going to do the same. And we're just going to keep encouraging each other, motivating each other. So it's a lot of fun, actually, because... it's a team, right? And when you're playing alone, there's no fear because whatever you do, it's just you. But when you're a team, you feel responsible. So playing under those conditions is something else. And it's super exciting.
Interesting. So Jasven, tell me something. I have a question for you. You've been a part of the poker scene in India for a very long time now. And you've witnessed the evolution of poker in this country firsthand.
You just called you old man.
In other words.
I'm sorry.
I didn't do it directly though. In other words.
I mean, experience, you can call it whatever you want. People understand.
So how do you feel about the overall progress and what are your thoughts on the role of PSL putting poker on this pedestal, promoting the sport the way it has?
So the good thing about this is it's a televised event.
Yeah.
So the world is watching, and a lot of people who have these notions of this is gambling or it's taboo in any way will understand that it's actually a sport and there is a considerable amount of skill level involved. And just like everything else, luck is always there, like a very small bit of it. But yeah, there's a lot of skill. You got to put yourself in situations where you get lucky. So that is skill itself.
Right.
Like you're not, you don't make silly mistakes and understand how the game is played.
Being present is also
strategic.
A skill.
Yeah. So and PSL in that sense is like bringing out the absolute competition in it. And being televised, like the world will see it, so it's great to be part of it. Like anything that makes poker legit and makes people understand, I'd always love to be a part of. And as a team, I can pretty much say that confidently, not only for them but everyone who's playing this league.
All right. So Nishant, tell me something. Your name's everywhere right now, and congratulations on your recent big wins.
Thank you.
Big success on your part. So while it must be really exciting, you get it. Do you also find it overwhelming at times? How do you manage to stay focused and make sure it doesn't affect your energy, it doesn't come with the ups and downs, and you stay focused in your game?
I mean, it does, but I think I try to not think about it, especially when I was FT of one of the big tournament,
Right.
and I won I won that same tournament like in the last one also. So like it does come into your mind like, what if you do it again? Like it will be a big thing, big achievement. But when I'm playing, I'm try to not think about it because it will create pressure. So yeah, my motto is like, just don't think about it.
So what meditative practices do you follow in your life to become this person, yeah?
No,
During the game?
nothing much, to be frank.
No, he's too modest. He's a legend.
He's not going to reveal his
he's-
secrets. He's like, no, I'm just
What was that?
natural
He's-
enough.
he's an absolute-
Nothing.
He's an absolute crusher, knows everything. Just
For
like,
the last couple of
yeah.
days, he's been reading a lot about Vipassana. So
Interesting.
I'm sure,
See, this is the stuff.
we had
This is
a-
the stuff people don't talk about.
That's all thanks to our team owner. He got us to do meditation.
A couple
and
of
it was a
meditation
very,
sessions, yeah.
very big and new experience for us. Like
Right.
as a poker player, we have to do this, but we are kind of lazy. We used to not do meditation and all. But
Right.
yeah, it's been.
It really helps with the game, I'm assuming,
Right.
because
It does,
it
it does.
keeps all of you in one place in the moment
Right.
where you really need.
yeah.
Right.
Interesting. So, Avneesh, tell us something from your perspective. What does PSL mean to you, both as a player and as someone who's witnessed the growth of poker and in India? How would you share a perspective from either sides of it?
Sure. I mean, from a player perspective, I think it adds credibility and reliability to what you do on your own.
Right.
Being an individual sport, you go through so many ups and downs, and when you have something like a team angle built into it, and you're playing for your team members, for the owners and the management, for everybody, adds a sense of responsibility, purpose, which gives meaning to things. So I think it's great from that angle.
Right.
As somebody to witness this to happen in our country, like I come from a corporate background. Till at least 3 years back, I was,
Right.
I've had like a 10 years experience in corporate side. Did engineering, did MBA, what the society asked of me or whatever.
सब कर लिया.
सब कर लिया.
और बताओ.
हम सब उसी थाली से आए हैं, मतलब खाकर.
अब कुछ अपने लिए कर लो, like that.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I never thought that I would see something like this happening, when I started playing poker.
When was that now? When did you start
This
playing?
was, are you asking my age? This was long back. This was 2007.
Right.
2007, 2008 when I started my engineering days.
Okay.
So,
So you are old. Okay.
Yeah. So we all, started as cash game plays and played that for the longest time, till like 2015, 16, 17 part. But very on and off along with my jobs and whatever I was doing. But 2018 and 19 is when I turned professional. When I turned semi-professional, started playing tournaments. But having something like this, a league of its own, in a sport which is not considered as credible as it should be.
Right.
So it certainly adds a lot of credibility to it. So it's.
So I'm guessing when all of you started playing poker, was it more discreet, like the playing part of it? Did your families know? I'm sure you guys did not quit your jobs right away. So it was, I'm guessing, a slower progression to playing professionally. Like, was it more discreet when you guys started? Was it more underground, dark rooms, playing poker on a dark table where nobody knows? It's all discreet.
So I was pretty open with my family about it because my parents played a lot of cards too.
Oh, so it's in the genes.
So they played like rummy 3 to 4 times a week. So they were quite comfortable with me playing poker. As long as I was in the restaurant business. So as long as I was going to work on time, like doing my 11 to 3 and 7 to 12 job.
Yeah.
With the break in between, I would find time whenever I was free to find games in and around, underground games, home games, whatever you want to call them. And then I would go play them until I realized that, I want to, when I realized that I want to be spending more time playing poker and less time going to work. That's when I said, I think I need to make the shift. And by then I'd also seen a lot. I started reading a lot, watching a lot. So I know that I knew that all around the world, a lot of people are doing this professionally.
Right.
And I believed I could do it.
Right.
I had 2 years of sample size, which made me believe that I can easily do this. And if not, I can always start a restaurant again because I've done my bit. I've done my share of grind, like you say.
Right.
Went to the other catering college, then worked with Oberoi's, then went to my own restaurant. So I was always confident. I said 1% if it doesn't go down well, I can always go back to, work.
Yeah.
So
Plan B.
Plan B was always in place. So
Right. Because I'm assuming all of you, when you started playing poker, it wasn't where it is today, right? So the journeys you would have had independently, say breaking it to your parents or taking it full time as a profession, must have involved some sort of stepping stones in the process. Definitely not as smooth sailing as it would be for the kids today, right?
yeah, so they weren't really happy about me not working at the restaurant anymore and just playing poker. That was like getting into becoming a professional gambler, as they would call it. And they were like very clear about it. We cannot introduce you in the family as a professional gambler. You mad? You can't do that. You have to spin something around it, like do some work, do something. So I got into the business.
Fake jobs for you.
No, I got into the business side of the game instantly. I started organizing tournaments and in Goa, and slowly like that started building too, because the game did get popular. Yeah.
Right.
And it got easier.
All right, let me take something from here. Okay, so this question's for everybody. You guys can answer one by one as you like it. So PSL brings together players from a wide, array of backgrounds and cultures. How has this diversity influenced your gameplay and understanding of poker? Has it changed the way you approach the game, or that's regardless?
I think it has changed a lot. Technology has evolved a lot. Earlier, when we used to run some spots, into the solver, it used to take a lot of time. Now, technology has advanced to a stage where you have solutions to the problem that you're trying to solve very quickly. And the newer generation coming in, 18, 20-year-old kids who are coming in, they have more energy. They can sleep less, be up for more hours and grind more. Have more tables. So
they're the hustlers, we call it.
Yeah. So it's a tough competition to be playing against. I'm 35, so it's tough to compete with that energy. But at the same time, I feel that I have, if I have certain cons towards this, I have pros also, that I have developed maturity, sense of dealing with the experience, sense of dealing with tilt issues that if I were 20, I would have. I try to remain calm. I try to find a sense of purpose behind this. And I've already done my corporate bit, have got experience in it, has learned from it. So in a way, everything comes back, like as Steve Jobs said, right? Like you can connect your dots when you're there, and it adds to the whole experience and what I've done throughout life. I feel that it has come to
it
me
fits the puzzle.
Keeping this as sense of purpose in my life helps me, grow better and compete harder in this sport.
Nice. It's a lovely answer. Nishant, what about you?
I think PSL have got a lot of players. When I see a lot of new young players, even Gaurav Sood, who is the captain of Lucknow, he was the qualifier in the first season. Imagine, he was literally a newbie, and he just played in season 1, and now he's India's best MTT player.
Most celebrated player.
Yeah, it does give you a lot of confidence, for the newcomers. You can just start and you can be up there. It doesn't matter.
And it goes beyond geographies, the language you speak, the conditioning.
It doesn't matter your age.
As long as you have the aptitude for the game.
Yeah,
I suppose.
A lot of people in their age of 60 or something, they are crushing poker. So there is no age limit or language or anything. I think.
So what do you think the one skill is it that someone definitely needs for poker? That one skill, that X factor, what is it?
I think number one should be the bankroll management. Just save your money. Just don't destroy.
But regardless of that, skill-wise, this is resource. But in terms of skill, would you say it needs a sharpened brain, or it needs an experienced play, or is there something
I think
that makes an individual a great poker player?
I think poker is you don't people say it's a math game, you have to be good at maths, but I don't think so. It's very basic, I think somebody who is 10th pass can also do good in poker, that's what I feel like. If somebody is willing to work on his game and keep his control of his emotions, then I think he can do well. That's what I feel. बोलते ना कि वॉचमैन भी खेल के क्रश कर सकता है पोकर में. That's what I think. Everybody can do it.
As long as you have the passion for it. Would you say passion? Do you think poker is a passion-driven game?
100%.
Of course.
Yeah, definitely. You cannot
You can't give your
You can't treat it like
100%.
a
Because you
9 to 5
can't say
job.
endurance,
You can't-
right? You can't say strength.
No,
So where would you think the...
I think that it's a little bit of everything in poker. Like it's not like कि
The fire
बहुत
comes
smart
through.
हो आप IIT करके आए हो तो you will
Yeah.
do very good in poker. It's not like that. Like,
Yeah.
So it's bit of everything, I think.
Bits and pieces of everything. But I think what he talked about in one short bit was about keeping yourself away from emotions and not getting emotional during your decision making. Be able to think rationally without, given that we deal with money a lot, like in terms of how when we are playing on the table also, there's a money angle too.
Right.
There's a dollar value attached to every decision that you take.
Right.
So you should be very quickly be able to detach yourself from money, because if you're thinking about that, then you're not able to take rational decisions.
You have to treat it like basically like chips, and the goal is to win everyone's chips. The minute
that's
you
why-
start looking at it as money, you'll find it very hard to play and cope. Because emotions will come into play, and
It's your precious
the
money.
pressure comes like just
नहीं तो ऐसा हो जाएगा ना 10 लाख आ रही है अरे
Yeah.
shit मेरा गाड़ी चले गया.
You
can't
can't
think
think
like
like
that, bro.
सदमे में गेम खत्म हो गया.
No, that's why it's also played with chips and not money, right? Because
Right.
you won't have the heart to just throw a bundle of
Detaches you from
50,000
the money
rupees and-
aspect of
yeah.
it. Wait, I think I may have 1-2 more questions left. Okay, this is also for everybody. I think more or less we've covered it, but you can add something new if you want. So it says, what personal and professional values does PSL add to your life? How has being a part of this league, shaped your life in a certain way? Like, say, your journey in general. Is there anything you would like to add to that?
So it's my first season, so I'm actually looking forward to it, and I want to see how this changes things around for me, and I'm looking forward to it. That's all I can say.
What will you say, Nishant?
I think like same thing, like I'll get to meet a lot of new people and see a lot of new young comers like do very
This
well
is
in
sixth
poker,
season,
like.
Now new people, how many new people are going to meet?
Every season
So
there
many
are
new
so
So
many
all these
people,
guys
right?
come,
So-
they come prepared, they do
Yeah.
solvers, they
You're
do
the most
everything.
marinated player, no? Each season you've seen what's happening, you've seen
Yeah,
people
but
come, go,
each
games
season,
happen.
Yeah, each season you see few newcomers like will come. Like he said, he was in qualifier in season 3, and now he's a pro. Like that's a big achievement, Like in just 2-3 years, he has done so well. So yeah, like I'm here to get थोड़ा सीखने मिलेगा उन लोग से सब लोग से.
And you know
to
what's
get
going out,
anger,
out
and-
there. Where do you stand in the overall scheme of things?
Yes, right.
Yeah.
And get to play all good players against them. It's very rare, right?
I feel great about yourself later.
Yeah, if you make that.
So I
Why
play.
not?
I'm a street poker kind of player. Like
Right.
I haven't really studied too much. I mean,
Right.
I learn a lot because my friends are very good and they tell me some technical stuff. But I back my instincts completely. I go by gut. I
Yeah.
go by what I feel on the table. I look at a player and I feel like I just stare them down and that's
The
how
body language, you're gauging what's coming
So
from
for
there.
me, it's like literally. What you see is what I do and what I get. I don't I try and keep it as simple as possible. So competing with these guys at this platform makes me feel good that I'm actually here and I can sustain.
And it's the exact same for like me as well. Like I personally have been, like my decisions are mostly driven on the numbers, the technicalities part of it. I come from the online world. Like primarily I started with
Right.
there. But then in the last, our team management was kind enough to bring us all together a couple of days in advance, build up the team camaraderie, do some practice matches, build the vibe and all that. So we were staying together for a couple of years and these guys are like live crushers and they soul read you.
Exactly.
So,
I was just
it's
coming
been-
to that. It's so different from playing virtually because virtual is just number, it's stats, it's
Yeah.
just logic.
Yeah.
But when you're playing in person, you're reading a player, you see the way they breathe.
Yeah.
Most of them cover their eyes with glasses or
glasses,
something,
yeah.
but this is the body language. You can tell how heavily they're breathing, if they're here,
Yeah.
what sort of cards they may have. So that's another skill I feel altogether, right?
For sure. And that's difficult to attain because
Yeah.
that's kind of innate that either you have it or you don't have it.
Yeah.
You
So
know?
that comes with experience.
It comes with experience
Yeah.
and the more
Comes with
hours you spend
experience.
on the table, the better it gets. Like
Yeah.
Everyone's tells,
Yeah.
you start figuring them out. Oh, this
Yeah.
one's shaking his leg too much.
Yeah.
But he taps the table when he's
It's
nervous.
very
They're
subtle.
so
It's not that
slight.
big, like small things, like
Yeah.
like it's not
Yeah.
a big thing. Like always, lifestyles are very small things, like
Yeah.
stupid things, like.
Have you
because-
found a tell on him?
They've not been telling him. I've been asking them. I've asked
So
them
he
a couple of
knows,
times.
but he's going to keep it to
Yeah.
himself. His observation book
It's a
has it
good
all
poker
written down. All right, thank you guys. Had a great time chatting with all of you.
Likewise.
All the best.
Thank you so much.
May the best team win.